Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. The true Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners, who may look like the other nations, but through the seed line of their father go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is going to be a video lesson. It's lucky if you can hear me driving. I'm driving in the car. This is going to be on the nuclear missiles. So I'm going to start with Joel chapter 2 verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. The holy mountain is the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, and Native Americans. Mountain represents governments. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai cometh, for it is nigh at hand. Verse 2, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there hath not been ever the like. The great people and the strong are the missiles, the nuclear missiles, the ICBMs, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. So these missiles are going to be used one time, and that's it. One time, one destruction. Verse 3, a fire devoureth before them each and every missile, and behind them a flame burneth. The fire that devoureth before them, that's the nuclear destruction. Which looks like a mushroom cloud. And this destruction is to Idumea, America, Babylon the Great, spiritual Egypt. This is the fire that devoureth before them. And so this is gonna, Babylon is gonna be a lake of fire, as the scriptures say. And it's gonna lay the land desolate. It's gonna make it a desert. As we go back to Joel chapter 2, so this is from the great people and the strong. The fire devoureth before them, the missiles, the great people and the strong, and behind them a flame burneth. Now this is the behind them a flame burneth is behind each and every missile. This is the flame burneth when it's launched behind them. Behind them a flame burneth. So there's two fires. One is after the warhead hits ground zero, and it sweeps Babylon with the besom of destruction. The fire that devoureth before them, the lake of fire, the mushroom cloud, and behind them a flame burneth is when it's launched from the great people and they strong. These missiles are the great people and they strong. Back to Joel 2 and verse 3, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, meaning there's vegetation and there's life, and behind them a desolate wilderness. So Babylon is going to become a desert. A desolate wilderness is the desert after the nuclear destruction. So before the missiles hit, there's life, there's vegetation in Babylon, and after is going to be a desolate, is going to be a desert. Yeah, and nothing shall escape them. And these missiles are also known as arrows in the scriptures. You can read Jeremiah 50 in 2 Ezra chapter 16. And so Idumea, Edom, Babylon, Egypt is going to be laid desolate. It's going to be a desert. We'll go to Joel chapter 3, verse 19. It says, Egypt shall be a desolation. Egypt is America. Revelation 11, spiritual Sodom and Egypt, which is connected to Edom, because the Edomites rule here, the so-called white people, the descendants of Esau. And Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. So the desolate wilderness is the desert from the destruction. So Edom and Egypt is both talking about Babylon, America, and is connected to the so-called white people, the Edomites, as a people of future destruction, in the place of Babylon, Idumea, America. And so it's going to be desolate from the great people and a strong, which as we read, the fire devoured before them, behind them a flame burneth, and the land is as the garden of Eden before them. And then it shall be a desolate wilderness, because Edom shall be a desolation and Egypt a desolate wilderness, for the violence against the children of Judah, which go back to the Babylonians and the Edomites, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. And so this is the future of the prophetic scriptures. And let's go to the book of Isaiah chapter 34. So Edom, Idumea, the Edomites are people of future judgment, major judgment in the place Babylon, America. Isaiah 34 and verse 4. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. The heavens being rolled together as a scroll is a nuclear mushroom cloud. We read the fire that devoureth before them is the destruction. The nuclear destruction, which when these missiles hit, it looks like a nuclear mushroom cloud. That's the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. Let's get the picture. From the great people and a strong, the fire devoured before them, the lake of fire. The besom of destruction is sweeping. Back to Isaiah 34 and 4. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. So all Babylon is going to be destroyed by fire. And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. So the falling fig from the fig tree, the figs are the nuclear missiles. And so the figs are going to hit Babylon the Great. The same thing as the great people and the strong. The nuclear missiles have different names in the scriptures, if you will. I brought up the term arrows earlier. Now we can go to Revelation chapter 6. It speaks about the same thing. Revelation chapter 6. And verse 13, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth. Another name for the missiles. Even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs. And we read as the figs falling from the fig tree, which is the nuclear missiles. Even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, the missiles, when she is shaken of a mighty wind. So let's go back to the missiles. This is the fig. The stars shall fall from heaven. I want to find one while this in the air. So these are the figs falling from the fig tree, shaken of a mighty wind. And you can see the flame that devoured before, the flame that burneth behind them, which will bring the fire in from the warhead and the cone of the missile, the fire that devoured before them. But these are the figs, the stars of heaven. Also known as arrows. I want to find one. This is a pretty good one. So these are the figs. I mean, you get the point. And so they're going to hit Idumea, America, Babylon the Great, a place of the Edomites. In the wicked Israelites, the 2/3 in Babylon, and the rest of the heathen are going to be destroyed with this place, and only the elect will be delivered. And the fire comes from the warheads, which is in the cone of the missile. Now, so let's read Revelation 6 again. Revelation chapter 6 and verse 13. And the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as a fig casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind. Verse 14. And the heaven departed as a scroll, the same thing we read in Isaiah 34, the mushroom cloud, when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island removed out of their places. So, then we go back to Isaiah 34 in verse 4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. Verse 5, the same thing as the great people and a strong. Verse 5, for my sword, the nuclear missiles, shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Idumea is Babylon the Great, America, and Idumea is the same as Edom, is the Edomites. So Idumea, the Edomites, are still here, and a place of future judgment of the prophecy of the nuclear missiles are going to hit Babylon the Great and destroy these Edomites. And upon the people of my curse to judgment, which is the curse of leprosy, which these Edomites have. But you have Israelites, foreigners who look like so-called white people, such as myself. And so America is going to be left a desert. And I got to get this precept to close out. See how much time. Maybe I'll get a couple more. Matthew chapter 24 verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, Jacob's trouble, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven. The nuclear missiles, the same thing as the figs, the great people and the strong. And the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and they're going to, the same thing as a sword that shall come down upon Idumea, America, Babylon the Great, where the Edomites rule. And we know it's going to make this place a fire, a desolate. The heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. Verse 30, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man, Yahushua, in heaven. So Yahushua is going to return in the clouds and the chariots, the so-called UFOs. Yahushua is coming in the fathership to deliver the elect from this nuclear destruction of Babylon the Great. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man, Yahushua, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus, who is a so-called black man, in the clouds of heaven, which are the chariots, the so-called UFOs, with power and great glory. So these are the delivering vehicles of the fathership to deliver the elect Israelites from this destruction. Verse 31, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So it makes sense. I've done lessons on the chariots, the so-called UFOs, as Yahushua, even in my last lesson, as Yahushua was beamed up into heaven, so shall he return. That's going to be how the elect are delivered from this nuclear destruction. And it ties in because we read about the stars falling from heaven, even as from the fig tree. And it's going to be in the time of Jacob's trouble, which is a near troubling time. A time of trouble never seen on the face of the earth. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. Michael is an archangel. And there shall be a time of trouble, Jacob's trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. So all hell is going to break loose, persecution of the Israelites. At that time shall thy people be delivered, the Israelites. So during Jacob's trouble, the tribulation of those days which we just read about, and Yahushua is going to return to deliver the elect Israelites, every one that shall be found written in the book, which is the elect. So the nuclear missiles and the destruction aren't going to happen until the MOTB, RFID microchip, Revelation 13:16 is mandatory, and this time of Jacob's trouble hits. And only the Israelites, thy people, but specifically those written in the book of life, the elect Israelites, are going to be delivered from Babylon the Great, from the destruction, and wherever they may be scattered on the earth, and whatever they may look like, as long as they're Israelites of the elect. So I'll close out with this one. Revelation chapter 20, verse 15. Maybe I'll get one more. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life, which is the elect Israelites who would be of thy people, we just read about in Daniel 12, was cast into the lake of fire, which is the destruction of Babylon, America, Idumea, the fire that devoureth before them from these warheads. And so the deliverance, only the elect will be delivered from this destruction in the time of Jacob's trouble. So keep that in mind. And so with that, I'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai Bahasham, Rachakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.